everybody. Welcome back to Season B&G. It's been a minute. Tell y'all what, your boy had a rough go at it last week. I traveled for my job, went down to Colombia, South America. Ended up getting pulmonary edema, which is water inside your lungs due to the high altitude. I was dizzy. As soon as I got off the plane, I was a little bit dizzy, but I worked and did what I needed to do for like 4 days. And then on that 5th day, it was just like the most massive hangover that you could ever imagine that you just can't get rid of. I was dizzy, running into things. I don't know if I was slurring words or whatever, but I was running into things, just dizzy, real lethargic, couldn't stay woke. It was just bad off. Ended up going to the emergency room, and I spent 4 or 5 days in the intensive care unit in Colombia, in Bogota, Colombia. They actually took really good care of me. The only thing that is kind of scary, just because you are a foreigner or whatever, is not being able to speak the language. So you got people poking holes in you, pulling blood, doing this and that, and just administering, you know, different medical stuff over your body, and you don't really understand what they're saying. So that was real rough. But I started using the translator app on my phone. I had a guy there, Oscar from California, who did a really awesome job of translating for me and just making sure that I was getting the best care that I could get. Running back and forth to the hotel room, getting different stuff for me once I was able to communicate and stuff on my own. So that's been my last couple weeks. I don't want to harp on it too much. I am going to be taking it easy this weekend. I might be able to get out here, if she let me, get out here late this evening and cut the grass. But I still have a little bit of fluid on my lungs, and they want me to take it easy, finish antibiotics and different stuff, just to make sure I'm 100%. I'm kind of start sweating easily right now. It's not really, I guess, water in the lungs. A lot of people think, first thing they think of is pneumonia. Usually pneumonia, you get sick with it, like there's a sickness, a flu-like feeling that's with it. This wasn't that. This was just you're drunk. That's the only thing I could tell you. You're drunk. When I got to the hospital, my oxygen level was like 58, and it took a while to get me up into the 90s, and that was the problem. It was just no oxygen. North Carolina altitude, I think, is 315 meters above sea level, and Bogota was like 8,700 meters above sea level. So it's just a lack of oxygen. But here's our chicks. I might get as you see, I got a few that's ready to go right now. This guy right here in the front, I think is a guy, but that chicken that was right there in the front is about the right size. Over here by the water container, that's like a 5 pound plus. This one looks like a 5 to 8 pound. I want them all to kind of be in that range, so I might just put a whole lot of food in here over the next week and see what happens. But that's pretty much all they do is eat. I just moved this morning, and they eradicated that grass that was there. But let's get down here, see what Alicia got going on. I think she's planting some winter crops right now, or fall. She has been pulling okra. So, what you planting, honey? Collard greens. I can't get too close to her. She got music playing, which will get us, we don't want no strikes from YouTube. But she's planting collard greens right now. I think we bought collard greens. I think we got about 20, maybe 20 collard green plants. Cabbage, broccoli. I think that's it for now. We're still kind of warm here in North Carolina, zone 8. What are we, 8A, 8B? I don't know which.
8A.
Zone 8A here in North Carolina, so it's still 80 degrees here today. It's supposed to be 84, I believe.
We just started hitting maybe like fall feel like weather.
Yeah, in the evenings.
In the mornings, in the evenings, but it's still pretty hot. Normally I would have tried to probably have this out early September 15th, you know, but I think we good because the weather so out of whack.
You got anything we starting by seed outside?
No, because we late, so you want to do transplants when you're late.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can see behind Alicia, we tilled all this stuff up, and
I'm pretty sure it's melon.
At least, you know, the little Google app and the iPhone apps are telling us that these are melon plants that's deciding to come back. We probably won't mess with them right now. They're definitely, at least I don't think they're gonna produce any fruit or anything like that. So we're not gonna mess with them right now. I'm doing a little bit of research. If anybody down there in the comments knows what this is, but I asked my mom, because I remember my granddaddy, my great granddaddy, and my great grandmother had a farm. I'll say they had a farm. They had farm animals and they had a garden, and that's what we got. But I remember going to one, you know, they had two different garden plots, I believe, because I used to help my grandmother go to my great grandmother's house and pick stuff out the garden, but they didn't have landscape fabric. So I asked my mom, hey, how did y'all control the weeds and stuff like that? Because y'all didn't have landscape fabric. She said they didn't need landscape fabric. They had us, meaning the grandchildren, and the children went out there and weeded. But she said that they did till everything up, they plowed, but they got the roots and all of the whatever was tilled, they pulled it out of the garden. So this is a little bit too much for me to do by hand. And I don't know what attachment I need to get for the tractor. So when I till, it could dig in and pull out just the junk. So again, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, because I obviously don't, let me know kind of what that attachment is. I don't think it's just a rake, maybe a cultivator, I don't know. So tell me what it is that you think that I need, and I'll put some research in it, and that might be something that we end up needing to get, because the landscape fabric for this 7,500 square foot square cost me roughly, if I'm able to catch a sale, $350, but I'll say anywhere from $300 to $600 worth of just the landscape fabric, and then you got to buy the pins and stuff. So I'll say about $700, $800 worth of fabric and pins to cover this up. We do like not having as many weeds. Like I want distinct rows of what's down, of what we're planting, but I don't want a bunch of weeds, and we don't want to just till everything up and then come in and put a whole bunch of chemicals in the ground. One of the things that we found is the food actually tastes better. Like your squash is sweet, your tomatoes are sweet. Everything that we're pulling up is a different taste than what we're seeing in the grocery store or what we've experienced in the grocery store, and that's what we want to keep going on. Can't wait for these collards to come up. This is September, so then we're gonna have October. And if you're down here, I don't know where everybody else does, but down here in the South, collard greens and Thanksgiving and Christmas meal, it goes together. Like I've seen people, my mom being one of them, I've seen people hunt down about 8 to 10 different grocery stores looking for collard greens, looking for sweet potatoes, looking for those things that are staples to their Thanksgiving meals. So that's what we're trying to do here. I think Alicia's just putting down the collards right now, or today or whatever.
Tray. I might do it. I might take a break, wait till it's cool down.
All right. Well, I told them my goal is to get out here. I told everybody what happened with me traveling.
He need to go in the house.
But hopefully when the sun goes down, I can get out here and ride the lawnmower and do some things.
Yeah.
but we're gonna taking it easy. I am watering the pigs right now, or giving them some water.
Okay.
So you might be able to take your water thing over there and fill it up and just water from here.
Yep, I'll do that.
But
You tell them how good God is.
oh yeah, yeah. Over there in Colombia, it took a whole lot of prayer. It's just a rough feeling being that far away from family, that far away from Alicia. But you know, had a lot of people praying for me. We prayed, and here I am, still a little bit rough, but hey, God gets the glory on it.
Got in the Word just to remember all the promises.
Yep. AJ did a really good job of helping out while I was gone.
Absolutely.
All the animals have what they need. All the animals are
What did he
here.
say? He said, "Look, the animals survived."
Yeah, that's when I got home. AJ said, "Hey, all the animals are still alive." But you know, Alicia said he was waking up early in the morning, doing all the chores and things that I would usually do: take the dog out, check food, check water, and things like that. So, you know, hats off to him. You know, your kids, you never really know if they're listening or paying attention. You know, they might smack their lips or everything and get slid across the floor somewhere. But
And the little guy stayed and cared for me. He stayed in the room with me.
you know, it is happy to see that some of the stuff that I've been teaching around here, he's able to just step right in when I'm not available, and keep things going. So that felt good. Alicia's pulled so many grapes.
The okra.
What's happening right here? It's a lot of stuff.
Basil.
Basil?
Just too much of it.
Oh, we need to make some.
But they stay over here, so
What can you make with basil?
well, you dry it out.
I know you could dry it out and just make the seasoning. I'm trying to make some.
Some pesto.
Some
But you
pesto,
need
tomato
spinach.
sauce. Go ahead and season that.
Yeah, I need to come out here and eat all this okra.
Good gracious,
I
that
done
okra
already
stalk
pulled
is
a
like
lot.
huge.
I know. And that was
Tree.
a seed in the last minute.
Oh, look at all them okra up top.
I know, it's
They might be up there too long.
they are.
Here you go. This
I
is
done grabbed.
this is a good pool right here. These two.
Yeah, all those. All these.
No, they did. He been there too long.
No, he still tastes good. It's
Oh,
when they
no.
get way too big, the taste start changing.
Gotcha. There you go. Y'all see those okra? Right up in here. Okra. Remember okra, Alicia's okra plants? I forgot. I think black aphids or something like that took hold of them. And these was the only two plants that we thought was gonna survive, but they didn't even end
They got attacked.
up doing well. I'm out here to the pigs. Pigs are doing good. I may end up processing one. I may process a pig, say, yeah, just, it was, they didn't have none. So it was just full, briefly. Oh, wait a minute, I need to turn it. Dang, I can't turn it, it's full.
Where'd the top go? Be careful now. It'll be all
There
right.
you go. Well, I'll try to turn it so they could get,
Uh-oh, they running. Oh, he messing with him.
I thought they were about to mess with me.
All right, this can be turned off now. I'm about to go over there and water these.
All right. I'll put the top back up here. What we popping? Oh, y'all got too much going on. What we popping? There we go. What y'all doing? I'm trying to catch up in size. He's about 2 months younger than the rest of them, I believe. And you can tell it. Alright guys, that's all I have for today. Like I said, I need to take it easy, but I will be back in full swing here shortly. I'll try to take some days off next week just to make sure I'm fully recovered. Man, you learn a lot of lessons when you are bedridden or in, I guess, 50-50, things could go either way. When you find yourself in the hospital, you do a lot of reflecting. Reflecting on yourself, reflecting on, your friends, who's your actual friends and all that stuff. But like I said, God has this way of revealing everything you need to know. Whether or not we like it, the manner of which He reveals it to us or anything like that, you need to be able to step back and just take a look at the whole situation. But that's all I have. Please like, comment, subscribe. Y'all come back now, you hear?